Hey guys, what's up? I'm here with a review of a Hong Kong exploitation horror war drama film from 1995 from the director of Men Behind the Sun. And tonight's movie is Black Sun, the Nanking Massacre, also known as Men Behind the Sun 4. So this movie is based on the actual war atrocities committed at Nanking, and these atrocities are known as the Nanking Massacre or the Rape of Nanking. Um, in 1937, Japanese troops raided the Chinese city of Nanking to execute a planned massacre by subjecting over 300,000 innocent people to various tortures and atrocities before slaughtering them all. Now, I'll get into even more detail about the actual war crimes later in the review. So, for now, let's watch. Well, that was interesting. So, not much of a rundown for this one. All I really have to say is for like the first probably 14 minutes of the movie, it's really just footage of Japanese soldiers fighting, like stock footage. Then, people in a temple, Japanese soldiers going through a town killing everybody. A family holding up in a house, families being gathered and torn away from each other to be slaughtered. And really, that all these kind of scenes continue throughout the entire film with different things happening, but you get what I'm saying. Now, for those of you who do not know, the Nanking Massacre was an episode of mass murder and mass rape committed by Japanese imperial soldiers against the residents of Nanking during the Second World War. Over 300,000 Chinese civilians and disarmed combatants were murdered by soldiers of the Imperial Japanese Army. The most notorious atrocity was a killing contest held between two Japanese soldiers, basically a contest between the two to see who can kill 100 people with just a sword fastest. And this was covered in Japanese newspapers as if it were a sporting event. I'm not joking. There's actually, like, I'm pretty sure there's something in a museum somewhere with one of the actual newspapers telling you about this killing contest, like reporting it framed. And I'm pretty sure there's one of those in a museum somewhere. And, yeah. Much like the first Men Behind the Sun, it's not fully true to the actual events, but it's still interesting, and it's still just kind of a bit of pure exploitation. Uh, I don't want to say fun. I'm going to say pure exploitation nastiness. Um, Now, if you like how the first film was really violent and upsetting and interesting and disturbing, this one's about the same, except it isn't about medical experiments. It's about actual like war crimes, which one could argue is a lot worse than medical experiments committed on innocent people. The acting in this film is kind of okay, along with the writing. The camera work and lighting are really the stronger points of the film, but much like Men Behind the Sun, the show stealer is definitely the gore. Unlike the first sequel to Men Behind the Sun, this film isn't super graphic, but it's pretty graphic. And upsetting, kind of cheesy. The gore can go from a little bit over the top to realistic, and I mean, really, this isn't. It's not a film for everybody. I'm just gonna say that. I mean, if it wasn't obvious by the fact that this is from the director of Men Behind the Sun, and this is based on a series of war atrocities, that is. Although I will say this, it does move a step above um, the first Men Behind the Sun and replace some of the gorier scenes with just like historical photos of these people about to be massacred, or pictures of like victims of this massacre, like pictures of dead children and stuff like that. And while that is very disturbing, it's still a step above actually just showing it. Um, on the gore meter from 1 to 10, 1 being something like the corpse grinders and 10 being something like brain dead. Black Sun, the Nanking Massacre, it's probably about a 6. It isn't super gory, but since there's a medium amount of gore in the actual war atrocity photos, and the fact that this film is based on actual war crimes, that really brings it up a notch. Plus the fact that there's about 4 or 5 on-screen baby deaths in this film. Um, while an interesting film, it still isn't as good as the first Men Behind the Sun. It's a step in the right direction for the film's subject matter, but it's honestly only worth one viewing. Um, because that's when the interesting part of it wears off. It's not as amazingly disturbing and violent like the first one was, to where you get to warrant multiple viewings. Um, but honestly, for this film, I think it's a good thing that this movie is only worth watching once, because it really helps. I can't explain it, but I think it really helps the film. 4 out of 5 stars. So guys, in the description below, you guys know what's down there. Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, all that, and Rotten Cotton t-shirts. Who provide me with my horror t-shirts, where I get my horror t-shirts. This Cat in the Brain shirt I got from them. And as you guys know, I love Cat in the Brain. And yeah, they have this shirt. Check them out. They always got something cool. Anyway, guys, I'm Biscuit Boo 69, signing off. Peace.